I've been looking for you. Like, I looked all around, I ran around a little bit, I didn't see you, but you're here now, so that's okay. I have a little bit of a concern, all right? I don't know about you, but this week was just hard for me. Like, do you ever have a week where you're just off, right? Like, you're just not as happy as you normally are. You know, maybe things just aren't going the way you want to. I don't know. It was just a tough week. For me, I just needed like some encouragement this week. And I don't know, it just happens to everybody, I feel like. Have you ever seen, there's this video. Have you ever seen this video of this little boy who's breaking the karate board with his karate class? And it's like, his class just like hypes him up, and he gets going, he breaks the board with his heel. It's like the most, like, I almost get teary-eyed every time I watch it. Like when I think about like encouragement and like getting it going, like this is what I felt like I needed this week, right? This was me, this is what I needed.
Let's go, boy. Don't fall, you gotta stay on your feet. Come on.
Straight through.
Back up. Make a fight, sister, go. Now hit it hard. Hit it with the heel. Hit it with the heel, you're not listening. Hit it with the heel. Yes, you can do it, come on. Yes, you can do it. You gotta do it this way. Look at me, you have to hit it hard though. You cannot hit it light, you have to hit it hard. Go. That's not hard, you're touching it. Come on. Up to the
You just need some encouragement. That was me this week. Now, it's not only this week. There's other times in life where I just like need encouragement. And there's this passage in the book of Hebrews where the writer talks about us as a church and how we should encourage each other. Paul reminds us that the sacrifice that Jesus gave for us on the cross was enough. Like, there's nothing we need to do to continue to earn our salvation. The blood of Jesus paid for it all. Like, we're forgiven because of that sacrifice. But he goes on and continues to teach in chapter 10, verse 24 of the book of Hebrews. This is what he says. He says, let us consider how we can spur one another on towards love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together, as some have gotten the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another. Man, that is good news. So we have this problem of when we're feeling down, when we have bad weeks, when we have off weeks. Paul says, hey, remember that we as a church, we as followers of Jesus, as the one who's given this sacrifice for us, we should love one another. We should push each other on towards good deeds, and we should encourage each other. Man, the solution to these bad weeks, these bad times, you know, when things get rough and you're just like, man, I just need a little pick-me-up, right? I need people cheering my name. I start trying to kick the board in half. Like, I need that. I just need some people in my life to keep me going because it's just hard to do it alone. Paul says, remember, that's us. We're supposed to love, spur people on, and encourage each other. But you notice there was something right in the middle. He says, don't give up on meeting together, as some have the habit of doing. There's something about getting together. There's something about being in each other's presence, about gathering together that makes those things happen. They bring life and energy and emphasis to love, good deeds, and encouragement. We're supposed to love each other and encourage each other, but we're supposed to do it when we meet together. Last week, me and Robin took a walk to the Mad Mexican because we have an exciting announcement we want to tell you, but we thought it would be even better if we told you standing in front of the place that we gather together. As we walked, we couldn't help but talk about the things that we missed since COVID had started. Little things like sitting down at a restaurant and eating a meal. Like, to-go orders have always been a thing, but there's something about spending time with family or friends as you sit and share a meal together. What about like spur of the moment hangout with friends? Like, it's Friday night, there's nothing planned for the weekend, and then you shoot out some text, your friends get together, and all of a sudden a night with no plans turned into a night filled with memories. I missed that, and we didn't realize we had it until it was gone. I miss just like going to TJ Maxx for no reason, just to look around, see if I can find something on clearance and buy it, like just hanging out, goofing off. Then all of a sudden, it was gone. Even as we talked about the things we missed, we could smile. Here's why. The COVID numbers are down. Governor Kemp continues to release restrictions on the state of Georgia. We can gather in larger groups. Places are opening up. And so that raises a giant question, is when are we as foundation students going to get together again in person? As I saw the Mad Mexican, I realized the thing I missed the most probably was you. Hanging out on Sunday nights, building our relationships together, sharing Jesus, sharing our burdens, encouraging each other. So, I am very excited to announce that for the first time since COVID started, next week we will get together in person. We are back, baby! Woo! That is right, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it here first. Foundation students in-person gatherings are back. I have missed you so much. This whole time of not being able to see you has been so hard, and I've known that this week was coming for a few weeks, and it's been so hard to keep a secret. But now I can tell you, we get to see each other again. Can you believe it? Hey, I am so pumped. But before we run out of the house of excitement and joy as you jump with glee, let me tell you a few things. Number one, safety is our number one priority right now. When we look at what the CDC says as far as keeping people safe, that is going to be our number one thing. Any guidelines that they set for the amount of people that we get together is what we will do. Number two, we are not gathering back together as a giant group just yet. I know some of you might thinking, hey, like I'm already putting on my shoes and I'm walking to the Mad Mexican. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't go to the Mad Mexican because that's we won't be there. We can't gather together in a giant full student ministry yet. So to start out, what we're doing is we're doing groups of 10 people or less. So it'll be 10 groups, 10 people in a group maximum. We've designated different places around the square and around Coweta County for us to gather together in our small groups. Now, I can't tell you exactly which group is going to be where over this video, but what I can do is send them out in a text message. So if you want to know where you're supposed to go next Sunday night to be a part of our 10-person gatherings, make sure that you're a part of the text message. Parents, I'm talking to you too. If you never know what's going on, this is the best way to stay up to date. You need to text at FSTXT to 81010. This week, through that message is where I will send out where you're supposed to go, the address, whose house it's gonna be, and what grade goes where. So sign up for our text message updates to get where you're supposed to go. Number three, I know that some of you, for whatever reason, might not be ready to gather in a group of 10 yet, and that is 100% fine. Don't worry, because every Sunday night we're still gonna put out a video on our YouTube channel for you to watch. The only difference is now, instead of hopping onto a Zoom call, if you don't wanna come and gather in the groups, you can just contact your leader. They can FaceTime you in, put you on speakerphone, whatever the case, and you can just be linked right into that small groups. So the only thing that's changed for you, if you're not gonna gather with us on Sunday nights in our homes to do our watch parties, is you just call your leader, FaceTime your leader, and boom, you're in your small group, like that. Number four, maybe you're itching to get out of the house, but your parents don't feel comfortable with you gathering in groups of 10 yet. Here's what you're not gonna do. You're not allowed to go to your parents and say,
Mom, Dad, Adam said that we're gathering together for student ministry and that I have to come and see everything's open now, so I have to go. Adam said so.
that is not what I'm saying. But we are offering the ability for those who feel comfortable to come and gather to do so. Again, you'll be able to watch the vlogs. They'll still be right here where you're at, like on the YouTube channel right now. You'll still be able to get into your small groups, call your leader, FaceTime in, and you'll be there. But if your parent isn't ready, then I 100% support their decision. Last one, number 5. We're gonna take this week by week. Information is forever changing, restrictions are forever changing, and guidelines continue to change as well. But this week, I feel comfortable getting us together as a group. And so I'm planning and hoping that every single Sunday in June we can gather together in groups of 10 and hang out and watch the vlogs together at our leaders' houses. But I'm also not gonna sit here and promise you that from now on, every Sunday we will be in person, because I just don't know. So, as of right now, here's what I can promise you. Next Sunday night, we will be together in person in groups of 10 or less, and I am pumped about it.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
Woo! Man! Hey, before we end tonight, I do want to jump us back to what Paul was saying at the beginning. You know, one of the giant things about us gathering together is being able to encourage each other. And I think no matter how we gather, this can still be possible. I think we've done an awesome job of it as a whole while we haven't been able to get together. So, as we look forward to next week, when we have the ability to get together in person, man, would you go into it with a mindset of maybe you need to be encouraged, maybe you need to be loved, but everybody that shows up, would you show love to each of them? Maybe you're not able to come in person and you've been a little discouraged and you need a little bit of encouragement. Maybe this video, maybe this lesson that Paul is teaching us would give you kind of the push and the nudge to reach back out to your mentor, you know, hop onto a FaceTime. Maybe you haven't been a part of our Zoom calls. Hey,
Get on your phone.
get on FaceTime and see your small group next week, because when we gather together, even if it's just over a phone call, we can be encouraged. Maybe you haven't ever been a part of a church. Like maybe you're new to this whole Jesus thing and you're just kind of checking it out. A friend told you to watch our vlogs and you don't really know who Jesus is, but I've been talking about encouragement and love and spurring each other on towards good deeds, and you're like, man, that sounds like something that I need in my life. Let me be the first one to invite you. You should come and hang out with us next week. So again, make sure you're signed up for our text updates for next week. Remember the code I just put on the screen earlier, I'm gonna put it up there again. I'm gonna send out the locations and the times and everything that you'll need to know for next Sunday night. Just text into the code that's on the screen. Make sure you're a part of that group and that'll go out. Come and be a part of what we are doing. But before we get to that, tonight we do have our final Zoom call where we get together after this video. We talk about it, what's coming up next, what God has kind of taught us through it. We hang out in our small groups and breakout rooms, play a few games. So next Sunday night we will be in person, but tonight we are still having a Zoom call. That Zoom ID is right here. You know how Zoom works. Download the app, go to it on your computer, type in the meeting ID. Me and all of your mentors will be there to hang out right now. Actually, we're there as I speak and we're waiting on you.
Which is weird because I'm here right now, but I'm also there in the Zoom room. Like, think about that for a second. It's like a Twilight Zone. Here I am, I'm talking to you, but I'm also not here. I'm there in the Zoom room.
So go to the Zoom room, type in the meeting ID. We'll see you having fun, hanging out, playing some games, hanging out with your mentor. See you in a bit. Bye.